Hello beauties, how are you doing today? So if you're new to my channel, I am Ella, a pro makeup artist, and today I will be sharing a beauty look that is wearable anywhere. It's a super simple look. Shall we start now? Let's get started. So I'm gonna start off with a foundation. You never want to start off with a foundation unless your foundation has a moisturizer in it, just like Elme. I have my moisturizer day cream. This is hyaluronic and extra rich with advanced formula. This is really good. My video is actually flipped, so anything that I'll show you, because I want to see myself, it's just gonna probably show it the reverse. So I'm going to tell you the names instead until I get a advanced help, and in terms of videotaping, advanced formulas of doing videos, which are on its way. So I'm gonna really moisturize and put it all over my skin. And I'm gonna moisturize really good. I am a fan of creating a really good base. And if you are a makeup artist, you know how important the canvas. Okay, so I really like to moisturize my skin. Now I'm gonna add, it's actually my favorite. It's called Coconut, it's Clean Beauty. Again, it's gonna show it on the flip reverse on the video, so I'm going to tell you what it is. It's called Clean Beauty Coconut, and it's for spa, for facial, but I like to use it underneath my my foundation because it gives me such a good base. And if you've got like dry skin, or even if you don't have dry skin and you really want a little bit of more moisture in your skin as hydration, it is like, and I really like to moisturize under my eyes, get the blood going, blood circulation, and really like give myself a mini spa treatment. Again, take it down to my neck and really see how important it is and how much time I like to take. You don't have to take this much time. I just like to take my time. When I have time, sure, I do take my time. But when I don't have time, I just give myself as much treatment as I can, right? So my skin is pretty much, the base is ready for foundation. For my foundation, I'm going to use something called Stila. This is Aqua Glow Stila, and it's so nice because I'll show you. It's super natural, and when you put it on, this is my skin tone. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna put a little bit on my skin, and I like this because I'm using light. I'm using light, and I'm gonna use my Lux Kabuki brush, and I'm gonna just kind of, first I like to spread it on my skin, areas that I want to, and then after spreading, there you go. Now I'm gonna use my brush, and it's tinted. The consistency is like a tinted foundation, not a moisturizer. And this is why I like this, because it gives me enough coverage, but it's not super heavy. And with the forehead, put a little bit, but if your forehead is the same color, matches your skin tone, you don't have to put a lot. Okay, I'm gonna drag it just a little bit to my neck and blend it to my neck. And there is foundation look. Alright, so the next step that I'm going to use, so my base and my foundation is ready to go. Right now it just looks very healthy glow. I am going to use a little bit of a concealer. I'm going to use Born This Way, the video. So I'm going to use it's called Fairest. That is my color. That's the color. So what I like to do in terms of my concealer, I like to put it right in the corner, see? I don't spread it all the way. I just kind of put it on, like I create a tiny V and I stop right in the center. See my pupil? I stop right here. And I do like to put, you don't have to do this, and I do like to put it around my nose as well. You can also put it on the edges of your lips. And then, so for this, you can use two things. You can use your finger if you don't have a concealer brush. I'm using the Looks concealer, blending concealer brush. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dab. So see, I'm not, I'm dapping and rather than brushing it towards, to spread it. So I'm dapping it because if I brush it, it's gonna remove my concealer, and that's what I don't want. I'm gonna spread it just like so. Okay, so when that's done, I'm gonna take my beauty blender. I like to wash my beauty blender before trying it on my skin because it makes it super soft and it's not, it doesn't give you that hard feeling when you're putting it on your skin. And all I like to do is dab and blend all of it in to my skin, the concealer to with the foundation, so it just looks really glowy. And that's what I love about the beauty blender, because I could just really go and like concealer as well as foundation. And I'll put my hair out of the way for now, just so that you can see what's happening on my skin. That is that. So now that that step is ready and I'm good, I'm going to set my foundation with a little bit of powder. And I have my peach, Too Faced peach powder or my Kat Von D. I'm gonna use my Too Faced because it's more settled and soft. It looks pink, but it's actually not pink when you put it on. It's pretty interesting how they created this. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my powder brush, and I'm gonna lightly spread it all over my skin. Just like so, and that's enough. That's enough just to kind of set my foundation and kind of keep it going. So now that that step is ready to go, we're gonna move on to the next step. Step that I like to use after I've done the base and I'm good to go. Powder is ready and set. I'm gonna use my contour. I'm using the Naked Skin, this is like Urban Decay Naked Skin powder, so it's the shapeshifter for contouring, and I'm using the medium dark. So the medium dark this is how it looks. It's my favorite because it literally has everything that I need. It's got the dark tone, the medium tone, highlighter, and a blush, so all in one. And at the back it's got I have the colors myself, but it's a good option to have when you're traveling and you have nothing else to do or to put on your skin. Hey, it's a good option, whatever works, right? So so I'm gonna use the medium. Okay, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury contour brush, and all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see the top of my ear. Okay, I'm gonna start right here. I don't want to go all the way towards my mouth, otherwise if I bring the contour all the way to my mouth, all the focus is going to go in towards my mouth, and you know, and it's just gonna look a little bit unattractive. So I'm gonna brush going from the top, so I take it from the top and then down instead of down and up, and I'm gonna slowly buff it, and I'm gonna stop halfway through. Okay, and you can add as much as you like. And then I'm gonna go and create a C going towards my forehead. Okay, just like so. And down towards my jaw. Now, be very careful when you bring it towards your jaw, because when you are doing so, you wanna make sure that you do the same thing around the neck. Otherwise, it's gonna look off. and it's gonna look uneven. If you are gonna bring it down to your neck to contour your neck, your jaw, see how I'm kind of bringing it down towards my neck, and I'm contouring my neck as well. See the difference? Okay, so when I am on like real life and I'm like not on video it might not look as bad, but if I'm talking to someone in real life and they're talking to me, it's gonna show that it's uneven, like it's not matching my tone, the tone is not matching my neck. So you want to make sure to even it out so it looks pretty, because you're doing such a good job so far, right? You want to make sure that everything is blended and good. Let's do the same on the other side. See how I'm blending it? I'm gonna come up, okay, towards my forehead. And sometimes I like to use both the medium as well as the dark shade, both of them. Really depends on what I'm doing, where I'm going. If I'm going out, I might use combination of both to kind of darken it a little more for photos and whatnot. Otherwise, on a daily basis, I just use like the medium shade of medium shapeshifter. Okay, so there's that. The next step that I like to do, again, you can pick and choose. You don't have to do all the process, all the steps, but I'm going to show you all of it for you to have more option in case you want to choose to do this for photos or just going out. I'm going to take my bronzing brush, okay? I'm going to dip it in my medium. From here, I'm gonna have a little bronze and give myself some more color before even thinking of the blush. So I'm gonna do that. And then I know one JLo's makeup artist likes to do this on her forehead. It's kind of like towards, like brings it low. So she's got a really good tan going on her forehead, and it looks great on the photos. Okay, and there is that. So now that my face is done, okay, I'm gonna work on my eyes, on my eyebrows before working on my eyes. I'm gonna use the Stila. It's called the Stay All Brow Gel, and I'm using it in dark brown. And this is the brush that comes with it, okay? I like to dip the brush in a little water, and I've already done that. And then take a little product. I like to test it out on my hand first, just to see how much product is on the brush before applying it on my eyes. And then I'm actually gonna use my this mirror. So I'm gonna start from the edge of my brow. So the way that you wanna make sure that your brows are even is that you wanna create, see, a line. So my brow should be aligned all the way, see, from my nose to up here. So I wanna make sure that I put a dot right here. Okay, so I'm good to go. From here to here, this is where my eyebrow should end. And then over from my nose up to my peak, that's where I should have my little arch, okay? So now that I've done that, I'm gonna just go ahead and apply my eyebrow gel. I love this eyebrow gel because it stays on all day long, and I was never a fan of using eyebrow gels like this. I've always used either a pencil or a powder, and then I got introduced to this. I just randomly bought it, and I fell in love with it, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it's not what I thought it was going to be. So I'm gonna create my brow, and you can make it as dark as you want or as light as you want. I'm gonna use the back, brush it, brush, all the way to blend it. Brushing is great because it blends your eyebrows with the color that you just applied, okay? And if you need a little more on certain areas, just go ahead and apply a bit more. And I think I am good with my brows now. So now I'm gonna do the other eye, or the other brow. Okay, I'm gonna use the product. Perfect. I'm just gonna make sure. So the thing with the eyebrows are, my eyebrows, I usually get them done threaded. I thread my eyebrows, and because of the quarantine and every salon is closed, I used to thread my own eyebrows, but I feel a bit lazy to do them myself now, and I'm so used to going to my girl and just kind of getting it done there, and they do a great job. It's like an East Indian salon, and I pretty much took this little razor that I have, and I just kind of get them done with this razor, and it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. I really am dying for this quarantine pandemic to end soon, so everything goes back to normal, and my eyebrows need to be reshaped. Because you know when your eyebrows are not reshaped, it's just nothing you do would look good. No matter what you do with your eyes, it just doesn't, it's not the same. It's just really not the same. So having that luxury before of getting my eyebrows done and not having that luxury now, it's a huge difference. You know, I miss that. I miss not getting my eyebrows done. Okay. Alright, my brows are done. I'm gonna brush them. Make sure they're blended. So my brows are done. I look very natural. I literally can just stick with this look, put some lips on, blush, mascara, I'm done. However, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna show you a full makeup. For my palette, I'm gonna use the Huda palette, and this is the Rose Gold palette. Actually, I was introduced to this. I mean, I knew her line, obviously, but when my cousin, she's also a makeup artist, she arrived here and for a visit to, and she introduced me to this. So she had this, and I had to kind of use it and played around with it, and I was like, okay, I gotta have this. So I went to Shoppers and I treated myself with one of these. It's actually, if you have the opportunity, this is a color, it has got a bit more tones, like darker tones. She's got palettes, 2 more palettes that are more on a softer and natural tones. So if you're not like myself, getting into darker tones, you're welcome to use that one, or get that one. But I love this. I mean, I've got so many natural colors that I didn't need any more natural colors. So I'm gonna start my base with, it's called Bubbly, just this one. Okay, so I'm gonna use my finger, just like so. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dab it and I'm gonna spread it. See how I'm not just, I'm doing the swatch, but I'm kind of tapping on my eyelid rather than just kind of like, because if I just put it on like so, it's gonna remove the foundation or the eyeshadow from my eyes, and I'm gonna just waste my product. I'm gonna put it on my other eye as well. And I like Bubbly because it's super, super natural. It's not too glittery or anything. It just gives you a great base, a great sheen, and I really, really love that. See how natural it looks? And I could literally wear this color and just be done with it. It gives me a little bit of brightness. But today I'm gonna use Moon Dust on top of it because I want a little bit, you know, pop. So I'm gonna use Moon Dust with my finger. I'm gonna use my ring finger and apply it all over my lid, especially in the center of my lid because that's where I want the pop to happen. And just like so. Apply it on the other eye as well. And this kind of gives me a bit more pop to my eyes. And just for the sake of the today, again. And you can stick with this look. Mascara, lips, blush, out the door. But we're not gonna do that today. So I'm gonna go with my next color, which is actually my favorite color. The brush that I'm gonna use is a fluffy brush, and you could This is the Crease and Contour Blush. You can get one of these from MAC. And I'm gonna use it's called Demure, this color right here. And I'm gonna dip it. And I'm gonna watch my crease. So your crease is usually right. See the bone, the socket of your eye, right? It's right underneath it. I'm gonna go underneath it and above it, because if I go underneath it only, right, it's just gonna, underneath it just to kind of pop my eyes, and over, just a little over the crease, so that it'll give me a nice crease, as well as it'll blend it out better. And I'm going to fluff it. So I'm gonna go and just kind of like so, and blend it, and check it like so. See how, and I'm gonna take some more products, do the same thing under my crease. And one thing that I'm gonna emphasize, see how I'm not holding the brush super close? Because if I do that, it'll put so much product and it'll make it, I won't have as much control of blending. So I like to hold it like far away, and it'll give me more control of what and how much I'm putting on my eye, so that you don't want to start with too much. So this is why I like to layer it instead of just dabbing too much on and being like, oh my gosh, it's too much, and then I redo everything. It'll just waste my time, right? So I'm gonna just do that. Okay, I think I am set for this look, just for that part. See how great and gorgeous that looks? Step after that, I'm gonna use this pointy brush. It's really nice because it's fluffy at the same time. It's got more, this brush is super soft. This is a bit more stiff, right? The brush itself, it's synthetic, so it gives me more control, and I want more product. So it takes more product to apply, and that's what I want, okay? The brush itself is called Deluxe Brushes, okay? So I'm gonna dab it in Sandalwood, just this color right here. I'm gonna take some product, and I'm going to do that just so that all of the excess is out of the brush. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna focus on the outer corner of my eye, and I'm gonna start, I'm gonna start on the outer corner towards my lid, see, towards my eye, really close to my eyelash, and then I'm gonna create a V from the outside corner of my eye, and then I'm gonna create a V going up underneath the socket bone. See that bone that I had the first layer of the color is a little over the crease. Now I'm gonna go underneath because I don't want too much. Just want a little bit, but not too much, because I want it to look natural. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush it. This time I'm brushing it and I'm not dapping it. So it gives me a nice contour and it makes my eye look bigger. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, close to my eyelash, create a V, take some more product, dab, take the excess off, and then I'll apply on my eyelid, underneath the crease of my eye. And you can put as much product as needed. Okay, so if you feel like you need a little more, you can apply more. I just wouldn't put too much and then be like, oh, that's too much. Okay, so the next product eyeshadow that I'm gonna use is called Henna. This color right here, okay? I'm gonna dab the same brush, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna layer it this time. So again, same idea as the first one, doing the same thing. I like layering because it's like painting, right? When you paint a canvas or on a canvas and you're painting something, it's the layers, like let's just say you're painting a flower, a rose. It's the layer of colors that you're gonna apply that makes it pop and makes it look that amazing, right? And it makes it look like a rose. And same idea with the eyes. It's the layering of the eyeshadow that is going to make it pop, make your eye color and your eyes pop in the whole look. depending on what look you're going for. We're kind of going for a natural look. I call it the J-Lo look because she loves putting these type of colors on her eyes. Her makeup artist, actually. So I like her look. And again, I did the same thing. So if you notice with this color, with the henna color, I did the same idea, created a V on my lid, and I brought it really close to not even halfway, more than halfway through, and I blended it out, or I blended it in towards my tear duct, but not fully towards my tear duct. Now that the eyes are done, I'm gonna, the shadows are done with those shadows that I use. I'm gonna use my fluffy brush, and I'm gonna blend all of them. Okay, look at how gorgeous and great that looks. We could stop here, put your liner, mascara, and boom, you're done with your lips. But I'm gonna go one step further. I'm gonna use Cocoa, this color right here, with the same brush, okay? Same brush, and I'm gonna do the same thing, except this time I'm gonna create a V, but I'm not gonna go too close to the center of my eyelid. I'm gonna keep it on the outer edge, just to give it a bit more emphasis and depth to my eye. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, and I'm gonna blend. Okay, so the eyes are almost done. I'm gonna take the same color, Bubbly, and I'm gonna dap it, and I'm gonna add it to the top right here, just so that it blends, and it just gives you an eyelid as well, eye lift as well. So putting it on underneath your eyebrow, just like a really nice, you can use a matte, light matte color, or just like a highlighter color like that. It just kind of lifts up your eyebrows, or it gives you the illusion of that eye lift. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm gonna use my pencil. This is called Crop in dark brown, and it's waterproof, and I'm gonna apply it closer underneath the eyelash, under my eye, just right here, and I'm going to try to emphasize it really close to the edge of my eye, and give myself, I'm gonna come from the outer edge and stop halfway through, more than halfway through. There. It gives me, see how it opens up my eye? And do the same thing on the other side, outer edge. And halfway. And then I'm gonna drag it more than halfway through. And voila! To make sure that this is a bit blended out, I'm gonna take my brush. Let me find that brush that I'm trying to use. I'm gonna use my brush. I'm gonna use the same brush as my eyeshadow, and I'm gonna clean it. I'm gonna clean it and clean the eyeshadow off of it. Okay, you don't have to use the same brush because it has product in it. I'm gonna take a little bit of product out, and I'm gonna use it under my eye just to blend out that pencil liner. There you go. See how great and gorgeous that looks? Okay, and now that that's done, I'm gonna take my beauty blender, just dap it, just like that. You don't have to. If you have product that are the residue of the product that fell on your eyes, you're welcome to use it. You're welcome to use a Q-tip and remove it, or your foundation is your best friend because that'll take off any residue. I don't have any residue that have fell on my eyes, but I'm gonna use this just to dab. You know, I love my beauty blender, and if there are any residues, it'll take it out. That's my secret. That's my way of doing it. Again, it depends on how much residue that's left on your eyes. And the other option is that you can get your eyes done and then foundation. I don't have a problem with residue usually, so I just do my foundation before my eyes. And there's that. Okay, so the next step that I'm gonna do, liner. Okay, if you are a fan of liner, depends on what type of liner you like to use. You can use a pencil liner. You could use a pot. I'm gonna use the NYX Precision Liner, and this is, I love this, it's liquid liner. So the key to using a liner is that I'm gonna use my Huda palette mirror. So what I usually recommend and how I like to teach it is that you want to create dashes on the close to the edge of your eyelashes, and then space those dashes, not space them. You want to connect those dashes together and then create a line. Once you have created a line, then you can go over and create a nice line. Because if you go and if it's your first time, try to do that line. If you have that experience, it just goes whack and you're like, oh my god, I've just done a great eyeshadow look and now my liner just screwed it all up and I have to clean it, yada yada yada. To be safe, this is how I like to do it. Okay, be patient. See how I'm creating dashes and then connecting them? And I'm making it super thin first. Okay. And then I'm gonna stop right by by the end of my eye. That's where I want to stop for now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and some more. I can't talk. I'm gonna go ahead and add some more. Okay. There you go. My eyes are done. I did the liner on the other side. With the wing, it's up to you. It's really preferences, whether you like a wing. I'm gonna do my wing. So now that I created my line, I'm gonna do the same thing. And I'm gonna go to the edge of my eye and I'm gonna create a wing. And I'm gonna follow that to make my wing. See? Again, on the other side, I already did the line all the way, but I didn't do my wing, so I'm going to go to the edge of my eye, follow that lash, the end of my lash line, I'm going to follow that to make my wing. Voila. There you go. And you can make the wing a bit more finer or thicker. Really depends on you. Okay, so that's done. Next step that I'm going to follow is going to be my mascara. I'm using the Full Spectrum CoverGirl in dark like black. It's lash hydration. It's supposed to be waterproof, but really when I work out, it's not. It's waterproof in terms of like every day, but if you work out, and yeah, it's not waterproof. So I'm going to use this. It's not a bad mascara, it's just not really waterproof. My favorite would be Dior. In terms of staying power, it's really good. And for what it's cost me, for what this costs, it does the job. Again, if you're working out and you're expecting this to actually last as being waterproof, it's not. But I like the consistency of it and I don't mind the brush itself. And I'm gonna go underneath and then apply some on the bottom of my eyelash as well. I got really long lashes on the bottom, so I'm gonna emphasize on that. On a daily basis, I don't do that on an everyday, but today I'm gonna do it because it'll pop my lashes, pop my eyes a little more. Okay, so there's that. So I'm almost done with this look. Let's get on to my lips. So for my lip color, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier. This is the Laura Mercier lip liner, and it is in, what shade is this in? Redwood. So this is Redwood, and it's actually super soft, and I love this color. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna emphasize on my lips and make it tiny. So this is my lip line, right? I'm gonna go just right underneath it to enhance on my lips. Okay. You don't want to go too big. Otherwise, if you do, it just looks off of my experience, it just looks it doesn't look desirable, and unless you do a really good job of it, but even so, even if you do a good job, I find that it just looks very not good. So see how I emphasize on my lip, and it just pops your lip. So this is my lip, and I like to start from the bottom of my lip. And then it gives me a softer bow at the top. When you start from the bottom up and move it up. Voila! Look at those lips. See, a little emphasis is always good, but I'm not a big fan of emphasizing it and making it like the line over here, because it just looks, I don't like that. But everyone has their preferences, and I respect that. If that is what you like, hey, keep up with it, girl. Keep doing so. Whatever makes you feel amazing, do it within your boundaries. Okay, let's put on the lipstick. For my lipstick, I like to use the Marc Jacob, and this is in Moody Margot number 106, and that's the color. Okay. So for my lip gloss, lately this year actually I've fallen back in love with glosses. I was into, and for a few years I was like into matte lipsticks, and I love Anastasia's matte lipsticks, and I was like really matte lipstick girl. But then I was like, hey, let's just try gloss, and I'm like into gloss, and I love glosses. So I am using Anastasia and color Luna. Just to let you know, I don't mean Luna, the dog Luna. Her name is Luna as well. I'm not putting her on my lips. Okay, so she's gonna say hi. But I meant Luna has the lipstick Luna. Lip gloss Luna. Luna is so popular. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the gloss and I'm gonna hit it, and I'm gonna put it on the center, in the center of my lips, and on the bow of my upper lip. Okay, so the center as well as the bow. And I don't have to put it all over my lips. That also saves you some gloss. I like this lip gloss, and the way that I do this is very J-Lo. She likes to have her liner a little darker, just a tiny bit darker, and then her lipstick to just pop her lips a little more. And I'm so with her. I love lip liner. One of the things that I cannot live without, is lip liner. And I love my lip liner, like literally. Some people like their mascara. I am totally opposite. I love my lip liner. Like nothing on my face, I gotta have my liner. So that aside, let's go on to the last step. So the last step that I'm gonna do is, oh, you got it, blush. I'm using the Laura Mercier blush. Laura Mercier blush, and Lotus Pink. Personally, I love pink because it goes very well with my skin tone. So I stick with anything that goes well with my skin tone. And I like to use my blush and save it at the end, because it allows me to see how much I need to put on my cheeks, depending on what I have put on, how I did my eyes and my lips. So I'm gonna use this pink. I'm gonna use my blush brush, dip some of that into my blush, and let's get this going. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna smile, look at the apples on my cheeks, and I'm going to bluff. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna fluff it outwards, and I'm gonna smile, fluff, 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 and look at how gorgeous that looks. Oh, it is. Oh, girl. Girl, it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, so one thing to remember with blush application is that you want to avoid putting the blush too close to your nose, because you don't want the emphasis on your nose unless that is what your goal is. What you want to do, blush, is to just kind of glow and bring a little bit more glow to the skin and finish the entire product that you just did, all that hard work that you just did, right? So you want to keep it on the, see how it's like on the cheeks, apples of your cheeks, and if you want to put a bit more, you're welcome to do so. Just keep it on your cheeks, the apples of your cheeks, and try to avoid bringing it too close to your nose. And okay, all right, my hair is very simple and I'm gonna keep it as that, and this finishes the look for us, and that is that. What do you think of this look? Leave me a comment below. Thanks for joining me today on this video journey. It's my first video, well, actually my second video that I'm talking and I'm guiding. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see all of you beauties in the next video.